Friends, Kalrao School Halol presenting this video for standard 9th English medium subject social science. Friends, today we are going to discuss about chapter number 6 of SS World after 1945. What were the situations of the world after 1945 in different categories are described in this lesson. Let's see what is there. The pages of a history are full of innumerable war fought in the ancient India and the world. If you are talk about the world, if you are talk about the history of the history of the war is full of innumerable war were fought in ancient India as well as into the world. Yet the most destructive war which will always be remembered in the modern world is the First and the Second World War. We already know about the First and Second World War. In the First and Second World War, as we know that how many destructions were there, okay, how many people were killed, how many properties were damaged, okay, all these things we already studied in our previous chapter about the First and Second World War. So this is we can say a very horrible time during the First and Second World War to the world. The world was faced a very horrible time of First and Second World War. The League of Nations was formed with the purpose of establishing permanent peace in the world. After finish the First World War, the League of Nations. This is one institution which was work for the establishment permanent peace into the world. So it was established after finish the First World War. But due to the certain limitations, the League of Nations has certain limitation, and just because of that, it was failed. In 1939. That we know Second World War was broke out, okay, just because of the failure of the League of Nations. Behind that there were many of the reasons were there, but limitations were certainly we can see the main reasons, okay, and just because of that it was failed. The League of Nations was failed to maintain or to establishing the permanent peace into the world. So in 1939, just because of that failure, in 1939 the World War II was broke out. The disturbed state disturbed state of mind and the horror of the World War II pursued the human being to once again make effort for the peace and protection of independence. Okay, after finish the Second World War, the human beings were also trying again to maintain the peace on the world level. This resulted to establish the League of Nations 24th October 1945. This date you have to remember, because this type of question will ask into the exam for 1 mark. On which date the United Nations was formed, and when the United Nations was formed after Second World War, why it was also established for maintaining the peace on the world level, and it was established on 24th October 1945. So this is the history about the League of Nations and United Nations. Both were formed to maintain the peace, but League of Nations was formed after First World War, and United Nations were formed after Second World War. The United Nations Charter. What is the United Nations Charter? Let's see. The United Nations Charter start with the preamble. The charter means one kind of the list which were made by the United Nations, and in that list there were many goals, okay, and that goals were achieved by United Nations. So it was started with the preamble, and it explained the goal of the United Nations. Here given the goals, okay. Number 1, there is a determination to save the future generation from the pages of the destructive war. First number goal is given here. The determination means पक्का इरादा करना, okay, So determination was given there. Why? For which purpose determination were there into the United Nations Charter? To save the future generation from the pages of the destructive war. Here emphasizes has been laid to the responsibilities borne out the international law and mutual understanding. Here they gave the responsibility to come out for the international law and mutual understanding among the people of the world. Just because of if they were doing this kind of the if they were taking this kind of the responsibility, the next world war will not happen. So this is the main goal of the United Nations Charter. Number 2 is given here. Emphasis has been laid to developing the tolerance mutually, so that the whole world develops socially. Okay, so here given the emphasis onto the mutually understanding, just because of the purpose why it was emphasizes to tolerance mutually, just because to developing the world socially. On the base of the society, they all wants to develop the world. Number 3 is given here, economic. Okay, social and culture problem, social, economical and cultural problem which were there onto the entire world level. It should be solved with the interventions of the United Nations, and human rights as well as basis of the freedom should be disseminated, impressive of the caste, language, gender of or religion. Okay, economical, social and religion problem, it must be solved, okay, into the intervention of the United Nations. That was the main aim of the United Nations, that which kind of the problem, economical problem, social problem and cultural problem should be solved, and in spite of that, human right and as well as the basic freedom should be given to the people. And no need to discriminate it according to the people according to their caste, language, gender or religion. So this is the aim, goal of the third number goal of the United Nations Charter. And fourth number goal is lastly appeal to the nations. Okay, nations means which nations? The entire nations of the world. Okay, so they were appeal to the nations for the cooperative and achieve their objectives. Whatever the objectives were given here, number 1, 2, 3, they all this all objectives were achieved by the United Nations, so that they were requesting or they were appealing to the or they were mentioned in this goal, that all the world or their people were cooperate with this objectives. Okay, the United Nations Charter concludes the dismissal of the war and contact urge of the peace in the main objectives of the United Nations. Okay, so this is the goal, and this is the United Nations Charter. So next is given next point is given in this lesson is about the Cold War. What is Cold War? And between two countries it was held out. First of all, here given Cold War. Cold War is just broken out between the 1945 to 1962 between Russia and America. Reasons and conscience. What were the reasons behind the Cold War, and what was the cons behind the Cold War? Here given about this detail. Though the World War II got over after finish the World War II, it resulted into the creation of the America and Russia as a superpower. Okay, after finishing the World War II, the result was came in front of the world, and America and Russia comes out as a superpower, while taking the place of England and France. And Russia, before America and Russia, England and France were the superpower, so they were take the place of the France and England. Okay, in the war, England, France and Russia and America were together. If we are talk about the Second World War, these all superpower countries like England, France, Russia and America were fought, okay, together. But Russian administrative policies created the differences and thus America and England separated. Russia's policy is a self-centered policy. Okay, just because of their self-centered policy, administrative policy, there were a differences between England and America. So the England and America become separated. A strong competition between two superpower. Okay, America and Russia were the superpower at that time, so there were a strong competition between two nations to establish the supremacy all over the world. Both America and Russia also both were want to establishing their supremacy on the world. They want to prove themselves as a superpower country. Okay, world emerged after second world war. After finishing the second world war, America and Russia wants to rule over the world. They wants to establish their supremacy all over the world. The power was centralized between the two poles, America and Russia. Therefore, this time period is considered as a bipolar world order. This time, after completing or after finishing the Second World War, America and Russia came out as a superpower, and just because of that, this power is considered as a bipolar world order. Owing to extremely tense relation between two power blocks, this phase is known as the Cold War phase. At the various incidents, both the superpower almost came into the conflict with one another. After finish the Second World War, Cold War phase was this time of period is known as the Cold War phase, and America and Russia almost came out against each other. Okay, and there were created conflict between both the countries. There was a basic changes in the relation among the powerful nations of the world after the World War. After the World War II finished, there were a change into the relation, okay, between the powerful countries, America and the Soviet Union. Soviet Union means Russia, who had once allied and fought against the Nazi Germany, and as the fascist Italy, emerged as the leader of the two rival power bloc and the military power. Thus the Cold War started between them. Once at a time that America and Russia were fought together against the Nazism, fascism. Okay, but after finishing the Second World War, they comes out as a rival of each other, and they were created their own military blocks and military power. They just because of that, the Cold War situation was created between these two countries. The Cold War was started between them, though Britain and France also had emerged victorious, yet they lost their status of grand power due to the terrible ruinations caused by the ravages of the war and ending the imperialism. Germany, Italy, Japan only lost the war, but not only lost the war, but also was ruined economically, politically, and militarily. After finishing the Second World War, Britain and France also emerged into the various victorious. They were also emerged as a victorious, but if we are talk about the country like Germany and Italy and Japan, they lost the war. Okay, and that's and their situations was very pathetic. They ruined economically, means they finished economically, politically, and militarily. They lost a lot of things from the Second World War. After the war, Russia captured the eastern area of the Germany. After the Second World War, Russia captured the eastern area of the Germany and other eastern countries. Okay, Russia captured which other eastern country like Australia, Albania, Hungary, Yugoslavia, Czechoslovakia, Poland, Romania, Bulgaria, and Baltic states. All these countries were captured by Russia after finished the Second World War. Later on, this gave away ruins of the power to respective communist party of these countries. They did this to the to continue the supremacy on the countries during 1949 by conducting a nuclear test. Okay, all this country want to conducting the nuclear test. Soviet Union directly challenged to the monopolistically nuclear power of America. Russia directly challenged, okay, monopolies nuclear power of America. Meanwhile, a democratic system was gradually established in the Western European countries. Slowly, democratic system was established into the Western European country that were liberated by the British and American forces. So this is the reason behind that. Now next point is the world distributed among army group. If we are talk about the world country, they were distribute their army, okay, into the many parts. Okay, so the entire world distributed among the army group. One of the most important aspect of the conflict of ideology was the mutual distrust and the sense of the doubt on the intention of the rival group. One of the most important part of the conflict of ideology was the mutual distrust. They were not trusting with each other. The entire world was thinking differently. They were feeling unsafe from each other. They were distrust to each other. So after second world war, this type of the mentality were there into the mind of entire world. Okay, so owning to fear born out of the mutual distrust and doubts, both the power established their own military force. Both the power means which both the power? Russia and America. Russia and America established their own military base, and after lead in and inspired by America. Russia and after America, after establishing the military power of America, after watching that or after inspired that, Western democratic country on the North Atlantic Ocean established the military organization. From getting the inspiration from the America, okay, Western democratic countries where North Atlantic Ocean, they also established the military organization, and that military organization is known as the NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization, which was established by the countries on the North Atlantic Ocean, okay, and inspired by America. In which year? 1949, and in April 1949. After that, protect the southeastern countries from the onslaught of the Soviet Union, communism, America and England established one more military organization. America and England also organized or established one more military organization in the year of 1945. Why they established this kind of the military organizations? Because to protect southeastern countries from the Russia, and the name of that military organization is SEATO, Southeastern Asiatic Treaty Organization. Friends, here in this paragraph, what is given? That the entire world is divided into army group. Everyone at that time feeling unsafe. They were distrusting on each other. Okay, just because of that, they created their own military force, more stronger and stronger. Okay, after getting the inspiration from America, North Atlantic Ocean established their military organization, which is known as the NATO. Okay, it was established in the year of April 1949, and after getting the inspiration from the another country, Russia and America, England also established their military organization in 1945, that is known as the SEATO. Okay, SEATO is Southeastern Asiatic Treaty Organization. One more military organization, SANTO. Central Asia Treaty Organization, which was established into the Middle Eastern countries under the leadership and inspiration of England. By getting the inspiration and by taking the leadership of the England, the another military organization were created or established. Here the various Arab countries joined the CENTO. CENTO was joined by the various Arab countries. Later on, America took their its leadership. But when at the time of the establishing, who was the leader of this CENTO? England, and later on it was took over leadership by America. Okay. Now next point, armament, disarmament, nuclear weapon creation and its application. What is there? Let's see. The Cold War fought between the America and Russia, which was meant to the dominance over the world. Okay, Cold War mean to dominance all over the world. Which country? Superpower country. Which two superpower countries were there after Second World War? America and Russia. Both want to establish their supremacy on the world level. Okay. Gave rise to the fiercest competition among the superpower, and the shake of the dominance armament race was given a high priority. America had used the atom bomb for the first time on the two cities of Japan, namely Hiroshima and Nagasaki in 1945. We already know that into the Second World War, America threw the bomb on the two cities of Japan, Hiroshima and Nagasaki, in the year of 1945. This way, America proved its supremacy. After throwing the bomb, America proved its supremacy. Within the next 4 years, the Soviet Union too proved, means Russia also proved its capacity of making the atom bomb. Next year means another year, in 1946, Russia also proved their capacity to making the atom bomb by conducting the nuclear test. Russia also conducting the nuclear test, and this created a power balance between the superpower, and this shows that the Russia is also capable, like America, into the into the supremacy, into the making the atomic bomb. So Russia also proved this. America declared the blockade of the communist Cuba, which was the southeast, to defend the Cuba against the possible attack of America. Soviet Union sent a ship loaded with the nuclear missile into the Caribbean Sea. See, here America declared blockade of the communist Cuba. America declared the block. America wants to block the Cuba. Cuba is a country, okay, which was into the southeast. But to save the Cuba, to defend the Cuba against the possible attack of America, Russia sent their ship, and that ship was loaded with the nuclear missile, and that ship was sent into the Caribbean Sea. Both the superpower threatened each other. Both the superpower means America and Russia fought with each other, used the nuclear weapon. They were not using their nuclear weapon against each other, but they shows their weapons to each other that they also have a nuclear weapon and they can use this weapon against each of them. So they just wanting to show their supremacy, their capacity to make the nuclear weapon. The world was almost on the verge of the nuclear war. The world was almost nearby the third World War. Okay, finally leaders of the America and Soviet Union had talked on a hotline, and if this kind of the third World War was happen on the world, the situation will become very pathetic. Just because of that, the leader of the America and Russia talked on the hotline. First time, the Soviet Union decided to withdraw the ship, and America decided to curb the nuclear missile towards Cuba. So both were changes their decision. America also withdraw their decision about to send the nuclear missile okay, to the Cuba, and Russia also withdrew their ship which was ready to attack on the America. So this kind of the situations were creating just because to save the Third World War. The whole episode is known as the Cuban crisis, and this entire episode is considered Cuban crisis into the history. The episode is very important episode in the world policies. It begins the communication between the two superpower. The incident is important towards the purpose of the disarmament of the nuclear weapons. This entire Cuban crisis is considered at the beginning of the end of the Cold War, and this entire Cuban crisis is known as the end of the Cold War. Okay, so this is the story behind the Cuban crisis. Okay, next ahead, what is there? America and Russia, means the Soviet Union and the Britain agreed on maintaining the control over the nuclear production. They all are agree to maintaining the control over the nuclear production, experiment, and the proliferations of the. This agreement is known as the Partial Nuclear Test Ban Treaty. France, of course, refused to sign the treaty. This type of the agreement between the superpower, okay, America and Russia and the Britain, these three are agreed to maintaining the control over the nuclear production. Okay, first thing, and second thing, this agreement is known as the Partial Nuclear Test Ban Treaty. And France, of course, refused to sign this treaty. Refused to sign this treaty. China also conducted a nuclear test in 1964. Friends, this is very important question. China also conducted a nuclear test in which year? 1964. And refused to sign the treaty. China also refused to sign the treaty. France also refused to sign the treaty. This treaty was imposed a ban on conducting a nuclear test in open atmosphere, and of course, except the Communist China, the other four were already permanent member of the United National Security Council, possessing veto power. Okay, Communist China was not want to involve in this kind of the nuclear test which was conducting in the open atmosphere, and other four countries were already permanent at that time. We are talk about 1964. At that time, the other four countries were permanent member of the United Nations Security Council and possessing the veto power. They have veto power. Apart from the nuclear weapons, missiles, and the superpower also have developed the chemical and biological weapons. They were creating the nuclear weapons and missiles, but they also created their chemical and biological weapons. These weapons of a mass destructions can kill millions of people without damaging any materialistic wealth. This biological weapon has a power to destruction, and they can kill millions of the people. Without damaging the materialistic wealth. It means without damaging the property. People would die miserably while suffering from the various disease just because of their lethal weapons. Means this biological and chemical weapons were killed only of the people, okay, only of the human being. They were not damaging the materialistic. So this is the more dangerous, we can say. During these decades, many important far-fetching changes took place in the international policies. If we are talk about the international policies during this 10 years time period, many of the important far-fetching checking took place on the international level. Owing to many reasons, the Cold War among superpower also ended. Just because of the many reason, Cold War was ended between America and Russia. So nuclear ban treaty helped this concern. India has always welcomed this treaty, but it is always super proter of the disarmament. World will be always in danger until the disarmament of lethal weapons is not done. Until the disarmament of the lethal weapons is not done, till that the world will be into the danger. But after banning this, the world will be safe from the next war. Next point is about the rise of rise of independent nations in Asia. Okay, which countries were there in the Asia, and which kind of the situations were there here given. India achieving the independence in the year of 1947 from the East India Company after long freedom struggle, okay, that we already know, owing to the Britain's policy of the divide and rule. Britain's policy was ruled over the India was which divide and rule, and certain other reasons the countries was divided into two nations, okay, which two? India and Pakistan. Certain many reasons, after getting the independence, India was divided into two nations, India and Pakistan. In the same way, with the continuous struggle against the Britishers, countries like Sri Lanka and Myanmar got the independence in 1948. If we are talk about the other country of the Asia, okay, so like Sri Lanka and Myanmar, they also get the independence in the year of 1948. In the case of the Indonesia, the United Nations played an important role in 1949. If we are talk about the another country, it was Indonesia, and to free the Indonesia, United Nations played an important role, and Indonesia was free in the year of 1949. Asian countries like Laos, Cambodia and Vietnam too got the independence, and these all Asian countries got the independence during this time period. Rise of the independent nations in Africa. These were about the African countries. Which countries were there? The Second World War was proved to be a good omen for enslaved nations of Africa. Just because of the Second World War, it will be proved for the nations of Africa, good omen for the enslaved nations of Africa. Sorry, after the Second World War, countries like in this paragraph we are talking about the African countries. Okay, so first country is Abyssinia, that is called Ethiopia, South Africa की जो country थी, and Egypt were independent first. Okay, the Second World War and the freedom struggle in Asian countries inspired to the other African countries too. It resulted into, during the tenure of the 16 years from 1951 to 1966, 14 small and large countries become free. During this time period of 16 years, how many countries? 40 small and large countries become free in Africa. Okay, imperialist countries try to have a supremacy over these countries, but these countries either joined the superpower of the military resources and got their freedom. So this is the important point, that which country were get the freedom after Second World War in Asia, and which country in Africa, and what was the situation at that time. All these points are very important. Now next point is about the non-aligned movement. What is non-aligned movement? Some new nations adopted the policy of not to align with any of the two power blocks and military bloc. Which two power and military bloc? America and Russia. After Second World War, they came out as a superpower. But some new country, new nation, a nation adopted the policy. Okay, which policy? They are not willing to join either with the both the countries. Okay, they decided that they would maintain equal distance with both the blocks. They decided they want distance, they want to become far away from them. Okay, these nations were identified as the non-aligned nation, the nation which were not wished or not willing to join with any of the superpower. These kind of the nations were known as the aligned nation, and their foreign policy was called non-aligned policy, and their policy is also known as the non-aligned policy. uh, this neutral nations means they are not in the side of America and they were not in the side of the Russia. So this kind of the nation were known as the neutral nations, that did not want to adopt the ideologies of the either of the superpowers of the world. They did not want to adopt the ideologies of the superpower. Okay, wish to have an all-round development, maintaining the unique existence under the leadership of the India's first Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru. Very important point. And India's first Prime Minister was Jawaharlal Nehru, and under their leadership, Indonesia's first President Sukarno, Egypt's second President Gamal Abdul Nasir, Ghana's first President Kwame Nkrumah, Yugoslavia's President Josip Broz Tito's got a thumbing support for this movement. All these leaders from the various countries gave the support to this movement. Okay, in this non-aligned council, 23 countries of Asia and 6 countries of Africa were present. From Asia, 23 countries, and from Africa, 6 countries were present at this non-aligned council. Okay, the organization was founded in Belgrade in 1961. In Belgrade, 1961, the organization of non-alignment council were established, and that is known as the NAM, non-aligned movement. Under the leadership of the Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru, the policy of the non-alignment were framed. If we are talk about the India, under the leadership of the Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, the policies of the non-alignment was formed. NAM completed the valuable leadership. Nehru believed that the movement continues to see the role for itself. What Nehru believed? Nehru believed that the movement continues to see the role for itself, as in its view, the world poorest nation remained the exploited to marginalized no longer by opposing the superpower, but rather in a unipolar world, and it is the Western hegemony, the non-colonialism, that movement was really realigned itself again. Okay, it opposed the foreign occupations, interference in the internal affairs of the aggressive, unliterate nation, but it also shifted to focus on the social economic challenges facing a member state, especially the inequalities manifested by the globalization and the implications of the non-liberal policy. Non-aligned movement has 1 minute. Non-aligned movement has identified economic undevelopment, poverty, and social injustice as growing their threats to peace and security. See, in this paragraph, non-alignment movement was established, and for supporting there, the 23 country from Asia and 6 country from Africa were joined. If we are talk about the NAM, non-alignment movement, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, Prime Minister of India, was also supported, and they made the policies of the non-alignment. So they also gave the valuable leadership of their, okay, and many of the other countries leader were supported that non-alignment policy. Today, if we are talk about the present time, more and more countries have joined the non-alignment movement because they didn't want to support any of the superpower. Okay, Union Summit was held into the Kuala Lumpur on 13th May 2003. For the last 4 decades, many incidents have happened. With the disintegrations of the Soviet Union, Russia's power was decreased. Slowly, Russia's power was decreased. America emerged as a superpower. Nowadays, we know that America is considered as a superpower. Okay, only. Imperial policy decreases to the minimum in other countries. In these situations, non-aligned movement played a dominant role. The non-aligned nation with their non-aligned policy were successfully in contributing towards the world policies. The non-alignment movement was successful in showing off its more impact for maintaining the world peace. What is the aim of non-aligned movement? The main aim of the non-aligned movement is impact for maintaining the world peace, stopping war, maintaining the human society and nationalism, as well as the superpower adopting the attitude of the disarmament. So these all are the characteristics of the non-alignment movement. Non-alignment movement was established by both the continent Asia and Africa. Both the continent, many of the countries were joined just because not to support superpower. Okay, so till here we stopped our explanation of this lesson. In our next video we will discuss about the remaining part of this lesson, world after 1945. Related to this video, whatever the PDF I will send, the question answer you must have to write down in your notebook. Okay, in our next video we will discuss about the more from this lesson. Okay friends, bye, take care.